this is Jared. This is just a little quick blurb on my advertisements. I have iHerb, Remedylink. I have direct support for my Red Circle, which is my new host. As well as for every episode, I'll try to include relevant affiliate links, as well as my coaching as well. Please check them out. There's no obligation to, donate or click or anything, but they really help support this podcast, and I'd really appreciate that. Hey, this is Jared. This is another episode of Psynautical. This episode is going to be all about adaptogens. Adaptogens are medicinal mushrooms, herbs that help your body adapt to stress, hence the name adaptogens. The term, I believe, was coined, but also the substances were kind of studied and discovered around the 50s and 60s by Russian scientists named Nikolai Lazarev. They help adapt to stress, increase endurance, stamina, performance, and energy. They are essentially like a mini stress vaccine, so they increase resistance to stress, decrease chance of weight gain, and hold off exhaustion. They do this by helping to lower and balance out cortisol, because when cortisol is increased, it makes it more difficult to not only lose weight, but it will also affect the hormones. It'll help increase anxiety and depression, and will also often cause overeating as well too. There are some that are more used for daytime use. Some are more better for nighttime use. I do have a few personal brands and recommendations, which I'll get towards near the end of the episode. But I'll just dive in and talk about, because there are a ton of different adaptogens that I've used, but there's also some that I haven't used myself, and there are a ton of one. There's probably more than the ones I've listed here, but these are the ones that are more well researched and well known. Ashwagandha is one that I personally use. It is good for daytime and nighttime use. It helps reduce stress, anxiety, helps with cardiovascular health, endocrine health. I've used it during the day, but also at nighttime. It helps me relax and fall asleep. Another one is Astragalus. This helps combat fatigue, but also helps a boost immune system as well too. There's Codyceps, which helps boost stamina. Goji Berry, it helps boost energy, physical and mental performance, promotes relaxation, sense of well-being, and can also help with sleep. There's Eluethero Root, which helps improve focus and staves off mental fatigue. There's it's Gynostemma. It's called Gynostemma, but it's also called Jiaogulan. I think that's how it's pronounced. It helps reduce stress and boost endurance. There's Licorice Root, which helps reduce stress, can also affect blood pressure, but also helps protect the thymus gland, especially the damages of cortisol. Cortisol can help the thymus gland, and basically affects your immunity. So when cortisol goes up, it doesn't affect your immune function. Rhodiola Rosea staves off physical and mental fatigue. Schisandra berry, which I've heard tastes a bit like nerds. They're like these dried berries. They help boost endurance, mental performance, and working capacity. There is Tulsi, holy basil, which reduces physical and mental stress, especially stress-related anxiety and depression. There's turmeric, which I've used it as a spice, and you can make golden milk, and you can add it to cocoa and stuff like that, and blend it with other things. I believe it goes well with ashwagandha, but also cocoa as well too. I've used it. It helps boost brain function and reduces depression. It's called Amla, Amalika, or Andean gooseberry. They have a lot of nutrients, but also anti-cancer properties. There's Bacopa, which reduces cortisol, but also helps regulate neurotransmitters such as serotonin, dopamine, among others. There's Billberry, helps with urinary tract, respiratory, reproductive, and endocrine issues. There's Dang Shen, which helps reduce colon inflammation, strengthen abilities to combat stress, anxiety, trauma, and fatigue. Elderberry, which is high in antioxidants and vitamin C, helps reduce fevers and immune system. Ginseng, anti-cancer properties, inflammation, helps with fatigue and also diabetes and blood sugar control. There are various types. There's Panax, Ginseng are the most common, but there's also Siberian. There's Guduchi, I believe it is. It's an Ayurvedic herb from India. It also helps with detoxification, immune boosting, and it's also very rejuvenating. Shou Wu is an herb used in traditional Chinese medicine. It's neuroprotective, helps with the liver, kidneys, and blood, and also helps to improve energy, and can supposedly also help reverse gray hair as well too. There's also Maca, which I've used, and there's 3 forms of it. They all generally help with stress, stamina, and libido, but there are 3 different most commonly used forms of it, and they come in 3 different colors. There are other types. The most common type is yellow, and it's also the cheapest. There's red, which is the second most common. It helps more with sexual function, but also the sweetest one of the 3. The rarest type is black maca. And there are some that kind of blend them as well too, but you can typically find, I believe, yellow maca, sometimes even red maca, depending on what stores you go. Black is used for energy, mood, bone health. It actually helps with sperm count and memory. It has a fair amount of nutrition in it as well too, in the form of amino acids, fatty acids, vitamin C, magnesium, and zinc, and it's the most beneficial for energy. Red is best for improving mood, especially anxiety and depression, helps with muscle and bone strength, balancing hormones, and also has the highest amount of amino acids of the 3. Yellow is just overall vitality, wellness, helps decrease stress, balance hormones, enhance mood, focus, mental clarity, and skin health. I've personally only used yellow, so I don't have experience with the other 2. I do try to blend it with like cocoa or something. It still isn't the best tasting. I haven't used red yet. I may in the future. Reishi, I believe I'm saying that right, is actually a Japanese mushroom that I've used for sleep. It's actually really calming and relaxing and good for nighttime. Or if you don't really have to do anything. It won't like knock you out or sedative, but it helps with fatigue. It also helps with respiratory issues, anti-cancer properties, heart and liver. And the last one is actually chaga, another mushroom, which helps with reduce anxiety, prevent cancer, improves digestion, boosts longevity, boosts immune system, and can be used for day or nighttime use. This is one I have used in the past. I haven't used it, I believe, in capsule form, but I have used it in powder form. There are 3 or 4 different things I typically, for as far as adaptogens go, where there's a few supplements in particular that I like, and then there's a few different companies that they sell a variety of different things. I've used a few of the different products, so I can't recommend them all or one in specifically. There's Sigmatic, which I've actually seen the creator. I believe he's from Finland originally, and he's an herbalist, but he develops all these different powders that you can actually use them. You can make like hot cocoa with some of these herbs in them. I believe he uses ashwagandha, reishi, and also chaga mostly. Some are for nighttime, some are for daytime. They taste pretty good, and they seem to help out. And I've even seen them on sale time before. They also have just a blend of powders and a bunch of different products as well too. One I've used for nighttime, which seems to help, it has quite a variety of, it has at least 3 or 4 different adaptogens in it, but it also has kind of a calming blend of different herbs as well too. It's called Gaia Herbs Adrenal Health Nightly Restore. Another one I've used for nighttime, I haven't used it in a while, is Seraphos. And that is actually good for sleep as well too. It really helps to get a good one for not only daytime but also for nighttime as well too. And be sure to take the right one at the right time. At nighttime, you want something to kind of like calming and relaxing, but typically to kind of lower cortisol. If someone has adrenal fatigue, depending on what stage it is, or you can generally kind of tell depending on how you feel, but you can kind of get a sense of it with via kind of like the pulses with acupuncture, traditional Chinese medicine, but also based on testing or just generally how you feel physically and mentally. If you're feeling burnout, which is fairly common nowadays, especially due to recent events, then you likely have some form of adrenal fatigue. Another one I like to use, it's called A-drenal. There's a dash, there's A, and then it's dash and adrenal, and it has a bunch of different adaptogens in it, but it also has calming stuff in it as well too, calming herbs, theanine, and it actually has adrenal tissue from bovine, from cows. So if you're vegetarian, this isn't quite the one for you. But yeah, I've also used, I'm trying to get them as a sponsor, but it's called Dao Labs, and I know they sell these effervescent powders of different Chinese, traditional Chinese formulas, and I know Shou Wu is one of them. I know they typically are marketed or used for certain purposes, some for sleep, some for hormonal health, some for mental health, but they can be used for other purposes as well too. But I recommend Dao Labs as well too. But yeah, please, like I said in the beginning with my intro, with my advertisements, please check them out. If you want to book a call with me, if you want to email me about the show or anything, I'm trying to be more regular with not only recording this, but also just also improving the quality, improving the structure, but also researching as well more too. But yeah, if you have any questions as well too, I'm going to include my email in the podcast description as well too. It's psynautical@gmail.com. Feel free to reach out to me if you have a comment, question, a topic you want to hear about, if you want to be on the show, or just anything. Vent. Just tell me your problems. Yeah, this is a. Hope you guys enjoy this episode. I'll likely be doing one on my health journey soon as well too. I am working on maybe a few guests as well too. It's been a while since I've had a guest on. I had to take a kind of like a month-ish break. It was just a really crazy, stressful month. Really actually affected my adrenals, speaking of adaptogens. So yeah, I'll see you all later.